XRP holders, today we're going to find out if inflation is cooling off or is it getting worse out there. And of course, that could affect what the new Fed chairman does in just a few weeks. Does he reduce interest rates or does he leave interest rates where they are? We know that when the crypto market rallied in the past in 2017 and in 2021, interest rates are low. So this could be a very, very critical day here for XRP and for the crypto market. Of course, the stock market as well. Also, the US government just did something really interesting in Clarity Act. They kind of slipped something in there. You're going to want to watch all the way to the end of the video to get the full experience here and to not miss out on any information. Of course, now I'm a simple man. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smash that like button. We did a good job yesterday. I think we can do it again. Let's try to get 1,000 likes. I'm going to take a call while you're doing that. Yes? Yes, President Trump? You're going to do what? No. They should watch to the end? Okay. Let's get into it. Please read the disclaimer. I'm sorry for that bad bit. Currently, XRP is at $1.46. Down about almost 1%, 0.87%. Bitcoin also down 1%. Ethereum down 2%. Solana down 1.64%. I think what the market is waiting for today is for the CPI results. We're going to get those at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So there's still a few hours until that happens. Right now it's 11 my time. So I think it's like 5 in the morning US time. So we'll see how that plays out. If you already know what the CPI numbers are, let us know in the comment section, like write good, bad, or something like that. So people know what's going on if they missed the CPI numbers. But again, the market, I think, is anticipating and waiting to see what happens. Let's see what the stock market is doing. Pre-market, it looks like a lot of red here, pre-market. So interesting. We'll see what happens later in the day. If this shifts after multiple really good days for the stock market, for the S&P 500, could the results that come out today, could that affect where we go potentially on the stock market? And we looked at the VIX, we're still under 20, but interestingly, even though the stock market has been coming up and the NASDAQ has been doing very good, you can see that the VIX has been rising over the past 3 trading days, and it's getting close to 20 once again. And I think this is coming off the fear of what's happening between Iran and the US. They're not seeing eye to eye. President Trump is not seeing eye to eye with the Iranians, and it looks like we might be getting closer and closer to resuming the fighting there. And so that's why I think maybe the VIX is rising a little bit, because there is some fear, there is some concern that we could be going back to that. But if you go to the crypto fear and greed index, we're at 49. So the crypto fear and greed index is telling us that we're not greedy and not fearful in the crypto market. What do you think? I think that as the days go by, the probability of the Clarity Act passing is getting greater and greater. And that's why I think the fear and greed index is rising. Although price action, again, is maybe not what many of us would want, I think that the confidence is growing inside the crypto community. And so we'll see what happens here. As always, I just want to remind you that I don't know what the market is going to do day to day. I don't know what the CPI numbers are going to be and how the market reacts. Of course, every single print, CPI print, can affect the market in a different way. If it's lower than expected, if it's higher than expected, if it's on par, things may shift depending on how much each miss is, or good miss or bad miss. And so we'll see. And also reminding you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything, to send me any money. Those are scammers, those imposters. Please be very careful out there. I also want to remind you about our partner, BTCC. You can take advantage. Maybe we get a very good print and the market pops. Maybe we get a bad one and the market dumps. You can take advantage of it using leverage trading. If you are interested, link is in the description down below. Trade and deposit and win big. Get VIP status for 1 month. if you make a deposit over 500 USDT. This is my go-to exchange for trading crypto. We've been partnered with them for a while already. And you have this trading competition going on as well. So start trading, start making money. Again, please trade responsibly. And remember, this is an affiliate link, so I will get a commission if you do use my link and trade. So thank you for that. So now let's move on to the Clarity Act. We have a draft, right? So the draft came out. Eleanor posted it. She said the Senate Bank Committee has released a new 309-page draft the Clarity Act has been working on since January. 309 pages. It's a book. Committee members now have until close of business day tomorrow to file amendments ahead of Thursday markup. So now they can file changes ahead of the markup, then they have to go over it. What is interesting, of course, we talked about how the banks yesterday and the representative of the banks, right, the CEO of like the bank cabal, right? He sent a message to all the banks. He said, this is not a good situation. We need to do something, but it's already closed. And now only committee members can ask for changes. So maybe the banks will get to a Senator Warren or someone like that, and she'll try to put in changes, but we'll see. What's even more interesting is that inside the Clarity Act, pages 300 to 309 lay out the Build Now Act, which looks to create a federal program designed to encourage local housing growth. So this is some Washington shenanigans that I'm guessing someone promised someone else that if they support the crypto bill, they will support the Build Act Now bill or the Build Now Act, and it got slipped into the Clarity Act. I don't know. This is, it happens. This is not something that I've never heard of before. They always do this. Sometimes, like when they put through, to raise the debt ceiling, they'll put in something. Like they always sneak in something, like because some politician says to another politician, "You scrub my back, I'll scrub your back." Right? My donors want this. My constituents want this. Right? And then they get all these kinds of things in. It is what it is, but it's always surprising, right? And Senate Bank Committee Senator Dave McCormick said this on Fox News.
With regard to the Clarity Act, listen, I think we're on the verge of an agreement here, and I think this is going to be very necessary to ensure consumer protections, to ensure certainty for an industry that's burgeoning. We want to make sure it happens here in America, not offshore. And there's been great leadership by a number of my Senate colleagues, Senator Haggerty, Senator Loomis, Senator Moreno, who I know you have next. That leadership, I think, has put us in a place where we can hopefully have an agreement here shortly. With regard to the Clarity Act, listen, I think we're on the verge.
I noticed that a lot of the senators kind of say the same things, right? It's important for us to keep it here and not have it go offshore. Now, I know about 60% of you are living in the U.S., but this is important for the US. It's important for crypto because we know that a lot of the money is coming from the US, right? Because we see CPI comes out and crypto pops or crypto drops. Although crypto is, not just America, it's worldwide, right? What happens in America affects the crypto market because that's where a lot of the money sits. That's where a lot of the headlines sit. If something happens in the UK, if the UK reduces interest rates, I know about 10% of you live in the UK, crypto is not dropping. But if they reduce interest rates in the US, crypto is probably popping, right? Although a lot of investors in crypto come from the UK, come from Asia, come from Africa, come from South America, like all over the world, Australia, right? But what happens in America affects the markets. This is just what it is. So that's why it's so important. I know a lot of you kind of get annoyed about it, those of you that are not in America, but that's the situation right now. The Senate voted last night, and we talked about this on the open about the Fed, 49 to 44 to invoke cloture on Kevin Warsh's Fed chair nomination, clearing the path for a full confirmation vote expected this week. And then it's going to be official, but he did get past the Senate, so the first step there, and it looks like it's a done deal. If we go and we take a look at what's happening in the Middle East, my mother-in-law was just here and she's like, what's going on? Like, are they gonna resume? Are they not gonna resume? Because, people live their lives here and they're like, Are we going to going back? Like, do we have to change? Like, let's say someone wants to do a wedding or someone wants to do, an event or something. So if there's missiles start falling once again, then the things change. You can't have more than 50 people in a place and things like that. So she's like, oh, we need to know. And I told her, you have to watch the bond market. Every time we hit the 4.5% on the 10-year note, Trump flips, right? And it's getting close there. So I don't know what he's gonna do. In the past, he's done what he's done whenever we got close to that, right? I told her about the tariffs and about the ceasefire initially. It looks like the Iranians are not going to really budge. The Iranian Speaker of Parliament releases a statement after President Trump said the U.S.-Iran ceasefire is on life support. Our armed forces are ready to deliver a well-deserved response to any aggression. Mistaken strategy and mistaken decisions will always lead to mistaken results. The whole world has already figured it out. We are prepared for all options. They will be surprised. They talk a lot of big game, the Iranians, but we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. This is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. And I saw this statement from Raoul Paul here that I wanted to share with you. He says, there's a rising probability that we have a super cycle based on increasing interest payments that need monetizing via bank of system, the reliance on short-term bill issuance, reducing cyclically of debt rollover, the largest capex boom in history based on major important tech ever, a potential explosion in bank credit to finance the capex, a global race between China and the US that can't be stopped. The only thing that stops this is self-service inflation, disinflation via productivity. Doesn't offset good inflation. It did in the 90s, but that is the key variable now. According to Universal Code, almost all available capital will flow into increasing output of intelligence per unit of energy and lowering of electricity costs. All transition phase when we enter the economic singularity, i.e., when intelligence exposure increases faster than current economic and political systems operate, not a certainty, but a rising probability. We look at the markets right now and we look at what potentially coming. We look at the probability of the Clarity Act passing. We look at all the money that's in the market because someone would say there's no money in the market. People don't care right now. They care. They just care about the stock market right now and they care about gold and silver because they were running a few months ago, and they cared about oil because oil was popping. But as soon as crypto starts popping, then they'll care about crypto. People will say, well, crypto is not, hip anymore. And before it was all, what's going to move the market is not like retail can move the market. Retail can remove specific assets, meme coins, smaller cap, but to really move Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, we need the institutions because the market caps are so big, right? Bitcoin is already at over $100 trillion, right? Sorry, $100 trillion. Bitcoin is, I just got out of whack because the bubble site just changed. I don't know what happened here. The bubble site just changed its UI, so I got out of whack. $1.6 trillion market cap. To move something like that, you need the big institutions. You need the big algos. Joe Schmo and the $5,000 trading account. It's not going to move XRP. It's not going to move Bitcoin, right? So we need the big money to circle out and see opportunities in the crypto market. And again, I think that a lot of the money is waiting for the Clarity Act to pass. And we'll see. We'll see if I'm right or wrong about this, but it will be very interesting to see how that plays out. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the link in the description down below to a BTCC. Whoops, not that. Technical difficulty time. That's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this. That's why I had the technical difficulty. Here, BTCC, you can go and check that out. That was the other channel that was using my voice, right? If you remember that. So don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.